When did I start working here? I was in elementary school. Let me see, you were born in 85. I started working here in 86. 86. Okay, I was married in 85. I started working here as a sub in the kitchen. Probably about 2000. No, it was in the 90s. It was in the 90s. Just always had a creepy feeling in the kitchen. Never saw anything, never heard anything. Just had a real creepy feeling, like I shouldn't have been here. I worked in the kitchen maybe a week, and I told them I couldn't do it no more. So they asked me if I'd do the playground, watch the kids out on the playground. So I did that, and I lasted about a month doing that. Just had a feeling like someone was looking out the window at me. Real creepy feeling.
Was that a small playground inside the building?
You go out through the cafeteria, like up a stairway and then out. Right. Then you go out over there with fences. That's where the playground was. And then they had a small one for the smaller kids right up this way. Okay. But really, that's all I ever really had here. I've seen a girl running, dashing across the hall into her room. You go in the room, no one's there. Down in the basement, by the door that leads into where Tom's office was, the boiler room. That is the scariest place. It's close to the kitchen, isn't it? And that's also where the yard room and stuff was. In the boiler room, you would hear growling. I'd hear a deep growl, and it didn't sound like a dog. It was no way to explain the type of growl it was, but it was real deep, real mean. Mm-hmm.
What time period was that? Like, about what years?
Alright, you got diagnosed with MS in 98? No, 2002. 2002, so it was... I was in third or fourth grade. I was in fourth grade because I missed my Clary. So that was 96, 95, 96. Yeah. And then when they got rid of the school and they turned it into a daycare with Jack and Jill's, I had my daughter over here. I was coming upstairs to get my daughter. I was the last one to pick her up. And while I was in the room with the lady that was watching her or whatever, I see a little boy just walk right by with no legs. You just see his upper torso on his head. Yeah. And the weird thing is the hat he was wearing. Very old fashioned. Very. And you can tell he was very clean cut too. Now,
how would you describe the hat?
Not a baseball cap. And not like a fedora. It was almost like a baseball cap that had the little rim on it, the bill of the hat, but it was more like a padded down. You know what I'm talking about? You mean like a hat that a golfer would wear? Yeah. Okay. I'd never seen anything here. I heard stuff, and I always had the creepy feeling. Well, when the little boy walked by, the woman and we just looked at each other. And we're just waiting for someone to say something to one another, and I'm just, okay, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Did you just see that? No. And she's just like, I've been ignoring it for weeks. I've been here for 2 weeks, and I'm ready to quit. And I'm like, no.
That was in the daycare?
hear thumping above us. Loud stomping, like someone was almost like a hoof. Hooves walking. And then we hear, as I believe it was a mirror that had fallen off the wall. And after my daughter and I had left and were walking to my car, you can see a little girl standing at the window just staring at us.
Which window was she at?
She was on the south side of the building. Second floor, I want to say.
Okay, so that probably would have been the daycare area too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you had like experiences with the boy and the girl in that same kind of.
Yeah. And then whatever was down in the boiler room. That Tom never said anything. Well, Tom got hurt. He had a hernia and had to have an operation, and Mike, your dad, had to work here for the summer. Mm-hmm. And he heard all kinds of stuff, but his thing is, well, that's just the building. The building's settling, it's the weather, it's the way the light's coming in, and he won't admit that he's seen anything, but he'd come home and he'd sit there and tell me, man, that building was real noisy today while I was cleaning. And it's like, okay. What all have you experienced in the boiler room? Have you seen anything?
We've heard a disembodied voice during one investigation with another group that responsible at the school. It sounded like somebody saying what? It was a female voice. Nothing else really in the boiler room other than that little office right off the boiler room for the janitor. During the last time we were here, we had a ball fall off, either fall off or move off the shelf onto the floor. We weren't there when it happened, but one of our investigators noticed it and said, hey, this ball is on the floor, and the floor is on the shelf. I just noticed this right now when I came back into the room. So, who knows? It's kind of odd.
I talked to one of my coworkers at work. He went to school here, and he said just being downstairs alone, he couldn't stand it. He would always get in trouble for not going to lunch. He refused. Oh, I hated the kitchen.
Did you get any feeling about the girls' restroom when you were here or no?
Never went in the girls' restroom. I didn't. No, Leah refused. Leah refused to go into the bathroom. She said, saying me first. She said it was a scary monster in the bathroom. Just scary monster. But of course, you know, little ones, they're more sensitive. I mean, I was going to bring my son because he's extremely sensitive. He sees things. He's seen my grandpa, so that was pretty interesting. Yeah, that was my house.
Now, when you saw the boy, could you describe his features or his haircut or anything like that?
It was almost like a dirty blonde.
Okay.
Almost brown. But you can tell he was on suspenders. And it looked as if his face was scrubbed up. I don't know whether I couldn't tell if it was as if he was hurt, but it looked like dirt, cuts, but he was clean. That was the weird thing. It was just his face.
And how would you describe the little girl that you saw? Can you describe her?
Long dress, came right above her ankles. Long hair. It was blonde, but you couldn't really see her face. It was like her face was blurred, but she had long blonde hair.
And you said you saw her downstairs in the boiler room area?
No. Second floor.
Okay, second floor. Okay.
Yeah, and then the hooves on the floor. Yeah, but that's when I was like, yeah, I'm out. No, I'm leaving. I wasn't into the whole spirit thing back then. It creeped me out, but learning more about it and actually really getting into it, it amazes me. Is there any documentation about anything downstairs?
The story goes that the janitor either passed away or had a heart attack downstairs. That's where they were in a hospital. But we haven't been able to find any documentation yet. That's an ongoing research we've been doing. That's one thing we heard about downstairs.
It was here.
Really?
Yeah. Who was it? I can't remember his name. Your dad just got done telling me about it too, and I can't remember his name. But yeah, it was here. He had a heart attack here. They had to have been the custodian before Carl Brand. Had to have been. And he said that was before his time.
Yeah.
But he was just telling me about a custodian passed away here. He was just telling me. But he knows I'm here.
Yeah.
He knows I'm here, so he's not insane. He's a jerk.
Dad still doesn't believe me about the junior high, but I don't care. So you guys haven't gotten any growls or anything?
Not any growls. Most of the stuff we have in the basement, that's like I said, the voice we heard before, maybe some hits on the REM pods and other equipment. Nothing really negative.
Really?
Sure.
Because I always had negative feelings down in the cafeteria.
But then back then, somebody was really cranky.
Yeah.
Kids were getting cranky because of problems.
No, when there's no other people here. Feeling uneasy down there is
No,
Woody.
just
No?
just regular stuff going on. Nothing really negative.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's good. But I'd like to know what was giving me the creepy feeling down there.
Well, maybe it moved on by now.
Think. Yeah.
Maybe paranormal activity changes over time and transforms into other things. You never know. Just like sometimes people are cranky, maybe just caught them on a bad day or a bad day.
Yeah.